Hello guys, my name is JC, otherwise known as the AvientGamer, and today I'd like to welcome you guys to the very first little bit of the tutorial series that we're going to be starting, which is basically going to cover exactly how you can build better windows in Minecraft. Now, if you guys did watch the second video, or my very first video on the series, you probably should, because we're going to be using some of those concepts in today. And of course, some windows are perfectly fine for your first house. I mean, if you're building your first house in the middle of your first day, I mean, hey, go for it. You're building windows on your house, I mean, good job. You're freaking above ground, and you're not in a cave somewhere staying your first night. I mean, even kudos to you. But hey, we're just going to do a little bit of how to make your houses look better. Because say you're on the SMP server, and you kind of want to show off to your friends, hey, I got a better windows than you. I know. The diamonds aren't important, guys, just the windows. You want good windows. So anyway, let's get started. So first of all, there's a couple things that you can do. Number one, I'd recommend just getting whatever you made your wall out of. You probably want to find a block. You want whatever you make your walls out of. And no, I know this is a bit far ahead because you're just on here trying to figure out how to make better windows. But whatever you choose to make your walls out of, we'll just do oak planks because that's what it's the most common block everybody uses. You're just going to want to craft a whole bunch of stairs and all that to make your house out of. And I mean, or to use to make this. And basically, once you're done with that, I'm going to get rid of this top under real quick. So basically, once you got yourself a whole bunch of stairs, you're thinking, oh boy, what am I going to do? Well, first of all, you can do a lot with this. You can actually make a little place down here, which that makes things look better. You got like a little walkway right there that, it doesn't really, you can't get out to it, but hey, it looks better. And then you can do another way of doing things, is you could, of course, place 2 blocks on the bottom. This is if you have a 2-block high window. And you place it up like that. And then you could, of course, do like a roof here as well, going upwards, and place a stairway like that. And that doesn't necessarily look the best, because what looks the best, if you're here honestly trying to get a really good looking roof, you don't want to use the same block that you did for your back, or whatever you did for your wall. And the reason why I said it is because you really can't notice it. It's not as defined, I guess, if that's a word. But anyway, once you have it done, you can actually do a lot with it. And for example, I just made a little window right there. And that's a little bit of design. Now, if you had a whole bunch of windows like this, you could do something cool like that as well. So for example, I'm going to do what I would normally do for a window, which would be I would take the stone brick stairs, and I'd place them upside down because they go good with this oak planks kind of wall, I guess. And I'd put some stairs on here. And now the thing is, if you want to make things look even better, I wouldn't even use the same stairs. I'd either use the nether brick stairs, or I'd use the darker version of some stairs. So that way it still goes, but it's a little bit more visible. And then I'd take my stone bricks that I got here, and I'd make a roof, the one that I did in this episode, which you could kind of see. So that's how you make better roofs. Is you definitely should watch that episode. It was a very good episode explaining a lot. So once you've done that, you want to use the same idea that I had explained in that episode, which is basically using stairs to build your stuff. And then you're going to want to skip the first block because you kind of want to make it so it looks like the roof's kind of coming out of the house, I guess. And then you want to go over here and place another block down. And apologies for the Skype noise, I keep forgetting to turn that off. So once you're done with that, you're almost entirely done. Now you're thinking, oh, this don't look too good as well. What you want to do is, if you get any rough edges, like stairs that repeat, you want to place a block here. Not back here, but here. That way you kind of smooth things out. Then you want to place another block here and here, so it kind of makes things look a little bit more smooth. And I'd place a block up here to make it look a little bit more smoother as well. And of course, a block here and here wouldn't hurt as well. And also kind of put some stairs on the side too, so things would look a little bit better as well. And once you're done with that, you're practically done. Now, if you want to do something really cool, I'd take put one of these lovely looking spruce stairs. I'd go find like a glowstone or something, or a lamp. I'd probably put a lamp here, but I'd have a lamp here that'd look a little bit better. Or, what I would personally recommend is I'd go find the end rod and put it right there. And, it kind of casts down a bit, and you'd really see it from a good bit away. And that's basically part one of that little window example. And of course, I don't really like this extra stair back here, so I'll just get rid of it. Of course, the whole point of this is you want to find something that looks visually appealing. And I mean, it's all about trial and error, whatever you like, whatever personal preference too, because you can't just expect everybody to like whatever you want. And that's also important though. If you like something and someone tells you that they don't like it, you probably should just leave it, because you know, if you like it, it's your house, you should do whatever you want with your house. So now we're on to brick. And brick you can do a lot with. I will say though, you probably don't want to do bricks on bricks because that doesn't look too good. This would be an example where you probably want to get some oak planks or something like that to go with the wood. And we're going to actually be doing a 3 by 2 window to make look better. And those are also a very common window size that we build in Minecraft. So let's go find ourselves the blocks that we're going to be using for this episode, or for this part. Of course, it's also good to have some extra bricks on it as well. Okay. So you're thinking, oh boy, well, what am I going to do here? First of all, you can actually make a window look a lot better than it already is by just adding some small details. Number one, you just basically added an arch right here by adding these stairs on the top. That's all you had to do, and that already makes the window look a lot better. Now you're thinking, oh boy, how am I going to put the windows in here? The glass panes. Let me put my glass panes down here. Like, what's going on? I'll put my glass blocks, but I can see over it, and I don't like that. Well, don't worry. Actually, that's not what I do. In my survival world, I do multiple kind of levels or layers of walls. That way I can do things like this, where I take the glass behind it, and then I can add like a kind of frame around things. And I'd probably put another frame that goes like this, all around the window. So that way, when you looked in from it, it looks like it's not really, there's still glass there so you can see in, but it doesn't look like it's missing something. So that's another thing I'd recommend, is when you're building, try to build multiple level walls so that people can you can have a little bit more wiggle room on where you want to build. And then you're basically done with that. That looks a lot better than when you started, when you're 4 glass windows. But then, of course, we're not done there. We're not here just to make things look kind of good. We want to make them wow people. So what I'd recommend is, first of all, you might want to start by getting some sort of deck or a little balcony. And you could always add, like, get those oak fences from before. And this would be a good example because it doesn't mix with the background. It actually goes pretty well with the bricks, and it doesn't interfere with the lovely-looking deck that you put down. And of course, you want to also add a window, or not a window, a roof. You know, maybe if you wanted to. So I'd build it up so it looks like it's kind of being supported, and then of course I'd add another roof, of course, which is the one I taught you guys in the last episode. So once you have that done, I would probably recommend doing that. Of course, as I said, you have to make things look good, and I'd probably make it so it looks like these posts are actually going into something instead of floating in midair. And I do that by making the roof kind of flow together, I guess. And of course, I'd add a little bit more stairs and stuff, and make the roof look a little bit better as well. And when I get to about this point, I'd probably just take the stairs and face them like this, so that way it kind of keeps the arch and makes things look better as well. And see, that wasn't too complicated, and it still did a really good job at showcasing the window. Now, if I was whoever made this, if this was my house, I'd probably make the window a bit higher. Now, the reason why I say this is it kind of goes with the arch and the roof, and I'd probably just make it higher. So there you go. Once you've done that, you basically just added your window, and your window looks a whole bunch better than what it did before. Because, I mean, of course you did have to expand the window a little bit to make it, but I mean, hey, you have a little spot, and if you even wanted to, you could add a door in here or something, or you could add like a pair of doors. So for example, I wanted to grab like a nice spruce door. I could put some spruce doors right here, and it would still go pretty well. And of course, you know, if you want to make this the front of your house, why not just take some blocks and put them down here, and then have that. And look, that's the front of your house right there, and that looks so good. You can actually walk into it and do all that. So now we have this last wall, and I'm actually personally thinking, what do I want to do with this wall? Because, you know, I don't know, what would be a design you could always do? We'll just say that, you know, you have this roof, and, you know, you don't, or roof, yes, this is a roof, guys. That's not a roof, that's a wall. And anybody wants to ask, it's a wall, not a roof. This is a roof. No, I'm joking. Hopefully you knew I was joking. I'm not that stupid. Or maybe I am. Okay, I'm losing it today. Okay, so basically, you just want to kind of make a different design with the roof, or that's the second time I said roof. Oh boy. But maybe you want to make like a design that kind of looks like this, that kind of goes with like the diamond shape. And I mean, hey, that's just made by some simple some simple stairs that are on the sides to make this kind of nice looking pattern. And that's all you really have to do for that. And then of course I'd use the same thing that I told you guys about before, which is take the glass and make the walls, or use the multiple level walls to make your glass look better and make the windows look better. And of course, I don't even personally like that because it doesn't kind of showcase everything. So what I do is I'd actually break these two blocks and place some blocks in here. So that way, it would kind of frame it a little bit better as well. So if you look over here, it looks like it got framed a little bit better. And I'm not framing people, guys. I'm showing you guys how to make better windows, not framing people. Nobody call the cops on me, please. Okay, so that's basically how you make a window that looks a little bit more like you could sit inside of it or whatever. And then it keeps raining in this world, and that's why it keeps getting darker, and it starts to get frustrating. I need to get a command block somewhere. But I'd like to thank you all for watching, guys, because that's going to wrap up our last little video. I just want to also explain that that's kind of one of the importance about walls, is you want to keep a little bit of space. Yes, they'll take a little bit of space from the inside of your house, but it always looks a lot better. So if you guys did enjoy this video, or you guys are enjoying this tutorial series, make sure you guys head over and give it a like, and tell me what you guys think down in the comments. And if I missed anything, of course, tell me down there as well. So thank you all for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!